Warning! The following video contains spoilers for Chapter 1. If you haven't seen it, then I recommend you watch it. But if you have seen it, then you could keep watching. You've been warned. Where is he right now? I know he said he was gonna be at vacation, but he told me he was gonna stay there for a couple days. It's been a month! I hope he's doing okay. Oh, hey, Racky. Dare I ask, what's gotten you so gloomy? You look upset. Huh? Oh, hi, Creator. Yeah, I'm feeling gloomy. It's because Neo still hasn't come back from his vacation in over a month. I don't know if something happened to him, or he died, or I don't really know. I'm just hoping he's okay, and I can't do this channel without him, you know? Funny you should mention that about Neo. Because he's coming back today. Wait, seriously? Well then, where is he? He's coming at right about now. Just, move a little to the left. Okay, I don't know why you want me to move to my left, but sure, I'll move to my left, I guess. So why did you want me to go to my left again? Howdy, folks! Did you miss me? And it's very nice to see you again, Racky. Racky, why are you giving me that face? Did I do something wrong? What? Neo? What the f*** happened to you? I don't remember you looking like that. Oh, that's why you're making that face. Well, long story short, during my vacation, I got myself a new makeup. If this was a story, the real reason is the creator decided to draw some new drawings of me, per se. I'm basically reanimated, which I'm no longer in Plushroom Kingdom TV's art style anymore. I'm now sorta in my own style. Kinda. But seeing as you're right here, mind if I take over for now? Since, well, the viewers haven't seen me in a whole month, and, I should clarify some things. Alright, buddy? Okay then, buddy. I'll leave the rest to you. Then again, I was needing a break for a while since handling this channel alone can be quite tiring sometimes, so yeah. See you later, Neo. Anyways, now that's out of the picture. Yep, folks, you heard correctly. And it's me, ya boy. But enough about that, because this ain't a video about, oh, Neo got a new face remodel thing. This isn't about that. This is about the scrap things for Chapter 1 of Despair Mayhem. Also, while I'm at it, I might as well do something a little different. Let's change the music now, shall we? Ah, now that's a better change of pace. Anyways, might as well tell you all the scrap things that were supposed to be in Chapter 1 of Despair Mayhem, but were cut due to good reasons. Or sometimes maybe stupid reasons, who knows. Anyways, let's begin with daily life. Okay, I'll just say this straight off the bat that one of the free time events were considered to be in daily life, but I decided to replace it with someone else. The free time event that was changed was Daisy's, because originally Daisy was supposed to be the second free time event Cuphead had, but it wasn't supposed to be Waddle Dee. The free time events that were chosen by the wheel were Mickey Mouse, Daisy, Joey the Red Pikmin, and Charmander. Mickey, Joey, and Charmander were fine, but Daisy was not, because of one single reason. She's the antagonist. Now, I know what you viewers are going to ask, and let me answer this very clearly. Yes, I do know that there can be antagonist free time events in Chapter 1. But for me, I just didn't want to go through with it. Because to me, in my opinion, it was way too early for the protagonist to have some free time events in Chapter 1 with the antagonist. If it was for a later chapter, then okay, it makes a lot of sense. But if it was for Chapter 1, then it feels like it doesn't make any sense, you know? So what I did instead was I switched Daisy with Waddle Dee, and I made Waddle Dee have the second free time event to Cuphead, not Daisy. And I just called it a day. And the next scrapped one would be the last scrapped thing for daily life, since, I might have deleted the script for Chapter 1 Daily Life due to me thinking that I was done with it. Little did I know that I would do this video, and here we are. So, I apologize if I don't remember that much about it. This time, it's a bunch of scrapped lines. It's in the bathroom part with Cuphead and Linzer Cookie. Which, fun fact, that tablet gag that, hit Cuphead in the crotch, that wasn't supposed to be a thing. No, I'm being dead serious. That wasn't actually supposed to be a part of the daily life. I just added it because I thought it'd be funny. But I will warn you, I don't remember that much of the dialogue, but I'll try to recreate it on how it went, since I only know through muscle memory. Anyways, here's how the lines would have went. Oh, I got a message from my monopad. And it's from Waddle Dee. Oh? And what does it say? It says...
Meet me at the gym. We need to discuss what we found during your investigation.
The fact that you can imitate others really well kinda scares me a little. Wait! Your monopad has the ability to text or call someone. Maybe you could call 911! Maybe they could help us!
Oh! Good idea!
Now, let me just put in the numbers and...
Nope, no go. Apparently it says that there's no signal. Meaning we can't call for help.
Ah, cookie crumbs! Oh well, it was worth a shot. Let's head back to the gym and tell Waddle Dee what we found. Alright?
Anyways, that's all from the daily life. Now, I would say let's move on to the deadly life, but there isn't really that much, so we're just gonna skip to the trial. Or, I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip to the trial, so, yeah. Where do I even begin at the trial? Because it has some cut content that was supposed to be in the final cut, but ended up being scrapped due to some good reasons, or either it's because I went off script, or it's maybe because, well, I was just being me. But without further ado, let's begin! The first fact would be that this case would have been very different than the one we got in the final cut. Let me explain. So originally on how this case was supposed to go was the victim and killer were still the same, as in the victim was Waddle Dee and the killer was Vileplume, but Vileplume would have played her crime a bit differently. Instead of framing Cuphead, she would have tried to frame Linzer Cookie. And it wasn't because Linzer Cookie was a threat. It was because she heard the commotion, so she decided to come down and investigate herself to see what it was. Vileplume, not wanting her to spoil her crime, decided to attack Linzer Cookie by using the chloroform and knocking her out. She would have done the same method to Waddle Dee, but she would have used the rag in order to cover her mouth, so that way she couldn't really, well, spill the beans. Vileplume would then put Linzer Cookie in a closet, to the point that she would be framed. This was scrapped and rewritten because, well, it was my first ever series, and the first thought that came in mind was the protagonist was supposed to be framed, not the support/detective. Plus, her Violet Plume being a flower made a lot of sense for her to be the first killer, because she used her flower to involve sleep powder with the chloroform, meaning she mixed the chloroform with her flower, creating sleep powder, which makes a lot of sense, and it's clever, and it's somewhat genius. So that's why it was rewritten. The second scrap thing would have been the rebuttals, mostly the first one. It wasn't supposed to be Olimar, it was gonna be Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But the reason why I changed it was because of this line. Let's play the clip, shall we? Oswald was the first one who actually figured something else was sketchy. Oh, I'm sorry, did you not hear it? Let's play it again now, shall we? Oswald was the first one who actually figured something else was sketchy. The one thing that I have a problem with is that why would said person, aka Oswald, spot out on the chloroform being toppled, and he made a rebuttal over it? Do you not see how stupid that is? So, what I did instead was, I still kept the lines, but except I changed them with Olimar, so that way it would make more sense of a rebuttal instead of Oswald rebuttaling Cuphead, you know? Speaking of rebuttals, the rebuttals entrance was gonna be a little different. Let me show you the full picture on how it was supposed to go. Originally, the rebuttal entrances would have been a little different, seeing as they're a bit hand-drawn and would have been animated. It would start with the character objecting towards the protagonist's saying. For example, Oswald, objecting to Cuphead about the chloroform thing I just told you about. The person who rebutted against the protagonist would have grabbed the protagonist's shoulders, and they would yeet the protagonist all the way up, so that way they'd be off screen, and fly off screen, and that would be the end of the rebuttal starts, you know? For those curious, Olimar would have used his jetpack from Hey Pikmin, while Violet Plume would have used Vine Whip. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason why I didn't go through this plan is because of one single reason.
But I'm a lazy fuck.
Yep, that's gonna be my new reason on why I don't do stuff. Because I'm a lazy fuck. But, we're not done just yet. We got one more topic before we go on to the third reason. Or to the third scrap thing. The last scrap thing about the trial is the execution. Does that mean it was going to be different? No. I mean, sorta. It would have taken place in the backyard as a garden, but due to Violet Plume being a water bottle sticker, we did not want to risk it. But instead, we do have an unused music thing, meaning that Violet Plume's execution music would have been a little different. Here, have a listen. So now that's everything for the trial. For real this time. So let's then move on to the elephant in the room.
So, remember when I said about the elephant in the room? This is it. On why the characters I picked to die.
Let's start off with the first ever victim of this killing game, shall we?
Don't get me wrong, I had nothing against Waddle Dee. In fact, I loved him. But there was a reason on why I wanted to make him the first victim of the killing game. Let's start with the reasons, right? Let's get to the main reason.
Danganronpa Home Sweet Despair by Mario and Luigi Studios. He lives. Danganronpa Island of Eclipse by Kiru, or the Mimic, aka the Mimikyu Lover. He lives.
And here's my series, Despair Mayhem. Gee, I wonder if Waddle Dee's gonna survive a third time! Spoiler alert! Nah, he's fucking dead. But that's not the only reason why I wanted to kill Waddle Dee as the first victim. The reason was because I feel like nobody expected him to die first. Like, be real for me for a second. Would you expect a police officer who's trained and could probably kick your ass, the first victim of a killing game? I don't think anyone would expect this. If he was a terrible cop who had no fighting skills, then okay, I see where you're coming from. But if he was a guy who can engage in Mortal Kombat and can definitely kick your ass, then you wouldn't expect him to die first. You would at least assume he would make it to Chapter 5. Right? Well, let me tell you something, bucko. That's not the case in this killing game, baby! Cause this guy is dead first. Yeah, no, seriously, he's actually dead. But there will be something coming up for Waddle Dee when the killing game ends. You'll see what it is, which the only hint I'll give you is, ever heard of Danganronpa If? That's the only hint I can give you. I've talked with Pokemon Nature 3000 back in the daily life. And yeah, that's pretty much all who I told. But enough about Waddle Dee. Let's move on to the first Blackened. Vileplume, Vileplume, Vileplume. Man, do I have a couple good reasons on why I killed her off as the first Blackened. Well, let me explain.
The reason why I made Vileplume the first Blackened of the series is because, well, she didn't have really anything going for her. Unlike the others, they had a good reason to live instead of becoming the first Blackened. Vileplume, on the other hand, what would she be doing? Arguing with Daisy a bunch of times, 24/7? And yes, I know what you're all gonna say, she would have been a good antagonist to Cuphead. But looking back on it, if I kept her in, she would have been another Roselia, and I'm not going through that again. I'm trying to get that erased from my memories. Seriously, I really don't want to talk about how my boy, Cuphead, has been massacred by a bunch of people. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, bro. But Cuphead bias aside, she would have been a great antagonist if she didn't act like Roselia, so yeah, the reason why I killed her off wasn't because I didn't like her, it was because, well, she felt good as the first Blackened. Also, Vileplume isn't really that popular to terms to Charmander or Squirtle. So she doesn't really have that many images I can use for future chapters. Meaning she would have been good as the first Blackened. And that's all I got on why I killed Vileplume off. Meaning that it's all over, meaning that I have no other reasons, so yeah. Alright folks, that seems to be all over for the Chapter 1 scrap things. Meaning I will wait until Chapter 2, which I won't show a preview of it, because at this point I'm still working on it. Be patient, you know, script writing and filming can be really difficult at times. It's never easy. Anyways, I shall see you until Chapter 2. So, good night, everybody! And have a happy new year!